Welcome to the Jeff Crilley Show. I am your host, Jeff Crilley, and I am so excited to have Austin Pennington on my show. He is CEO and founder of the Pennington Law Firm. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. Happy to be here.
Well, one of the things that it really impresses me is you're still a young guy, and you've been very, very successful in the courtroom. In fact, you were just telling me about a legal victory you won last week in Austin. What's it like being a trial attorney?
It's fun. It's that's an easy way to describe it, but it's a thrill because you're getting in there and while we say Law and Order doesn't really depict it as accurately as it is, sometimes it's not that far off. And so when you're going in there and you're actually getting to battle and there's a clear winner and a clear loser and you're defending people's rights, there's just a lot of things that go into that really get you fired up.
And another thing that's happening now is the media is starting to recognize. In fact, you were just featured last week. We've got a clip of you being interviewed in what state was it?
It was in Florida.
It was in Florida.
Yes, sir.
And what was the topic?
So it was about the Equifax settlement that's come out. And our firm, it's a consumer rights issue. Equifax had a data breach. A lot of customers' data was stolen, or at least was exposed. And we've actually seen that a lot across our country and down here in Texas as well.
I think this is amazing. And then tomorrow you're being invited by Fox Radio to do a bunch of interviews. So congratulations on that as well.
Thank you.
Let's talk about your philosophy for marketing, because I know that in law school they do not teach you how to market or run a firm, but you've always been kind of marketing minded, haven't you?
I have been, and part of it's because this is, as a lawyer, you're providing a service and you're helping people solve problems. And that's what I love about the law. And so if people don't know about the types of problems you can help them solve, or maybe they don't realize that they've got a problem that actually can be solved by the law, you've got to get that information out there. So at the Pennington firm, we've focused on trying to educate our consumers to let them know, hey, if you're facing a problem, we may be able to help you.
Yeah, and without naming names, there's a lot of people out there buying these TV commercials in which they kind of shout at you, have you been injured in an accident? and you don't want to be that guy. That's not the way you roll.
Right. I've had a lot of people ask me, when are you going to end up on a billboard? And I say, hopefully I don't have to do that, because I feel like we're bringing it to the people and not having to just shout at people like you said.
Another thing, and I don't know, can you raise up your leg to show us your boot?
I can't. So he can get it up high enough there.
There we go. He has are those elephant boots?
They're elephant boots. Elephant boots. They actually were they were custom made for one of my dad's best friends. They didn't fit him, which doesn't make any sense, and I tried them on. They fit good, and I got them right after law school, so I just kept wearing them.
And I like that. Honestly, and you don't see a lot of it in courtrooms in Dallas, do you?
You don't see it even at a lot of courtrooms in Texas. For me, it really is just a stylistic choice, but it's kind of turned into an attitude. I'm walking into court, I'm standing tall, and it's kind of got a little bit of a gunslinger ideal behind it, which is what you want as a trial lawyer.
Absolutely. And I know Texas Tech is near and dear to your heart. Talk about that journey.
So I went there for undergrad and law school. I also got my MBA while I was there as well. And so I spent the better part of 7 years there. My younger brother went there for undergrad. My mom went there for undergrad. And so it was a great place to go to law school, a great place to go to school.
That's awesome. And that heart of a teacher, I think, is so important, because when somebody's trying to choose which law firm to give their business to or their case to, most websites don't do a good job telling you, why do business with this person. But you have a very fascinating social media. In fact, my daughter, my producer, found an item that you just posted about cocaine residue and bills.
Yes.
Talk about that.
Absolutely. So, and this is actually something that a colleague of mine discovered down in Houston, another criminal defense lawyer. And actually, there's been rumors for years about the blue residue and cocaine residue being on dollar bills. A lot of people thought it was an urban myth. Here recently, we found there is some truth to that. And so technically, if the police were to confiscate a $20 bill that had some cocaine residue on it and they tested it, they could potentially prosecute you.
Wow. And that it's important to have fresh stuff on social media, fresh stuff on your blogs. Tell us about your philosophy and how you approach that.
Yeah, so a lot of the ways we approach that is what are we hearing out either in our client circles or just in society. What's going on, because a lot of people haven't gone to law school. They don't understand the law, and we need to be out there educating our our citizens, our colleagues as well, about some of these issues that are ramping up.
And you told me just before we went on the air that you're going to start something called Thirsty Thursdays. What's that all about?
We are. My paralegal came up with the name because we thought it's us kind of quenching the thirst for people's knowledge about family law. So, about half of what we do at our firm is family law, focused on divorces and custody battles. And if you had to pick one area where people are confused about how the law works, family law is probably the biggest one here in Texas. Because you hear about your sisters, cousins, friends' divorce and how that went down. And so what we're trying to do is every Thursday we're going to release a post that either demystifies a myth, shares a comical story of something we've seen in court, just to try, again, get the education out there for our followers and for anybody else that comes across it.
So when shopping for an attorney, I think the trial lawyer piece is important. Some people are hooking up with a lawyer who's never seen the inside of a courtroom.
Right. And you nailed that on the head there, Jeff, because when you have a lawsuit, when you have a custody issue, when you're charged with a crime, eventually you could end up in a courtroom. Now, that rarely happens these days, as most people know. About 98% of cases settle before you get to trial. But I'll just tell you, in the last 4 months, we've been in a jury trial every month.
Wow.
And so when that doesn't happen, if you've got somebody that's been there before, it totally changes the nature of the dynamics between how the lawyer acts in the courtroom, the comfort level, and just understanding what happens when you're going through that jury trial.
Okay, well, listen, we're out of time for this segment, but give everybody your website.
It's www.pfdallas.com.
pfdallas.com.
That's
Thank
it.
you.
Yeah,
Austin,
thank you.
for the work that you're doing in North Texas.
Appreciate it.
And that's it for now. We'll see you next time.